Guys, when I would go on dates with girls, I think the biggest thing that I was worried about was how do I touch the girl and move things more in a romantic direction without creeping her out, without being a total weirdo. And I actually figured out the code for this. I literally cracked the code. And I want to show you how to do it, give you 3 tools in this video that will give exact examples on how to physically escalate on dates without being a creep. And I'm doing this because I don't want you to be creepy on dates, but I also want you to be comfortable with moving things forward, because everyone deserves to get this kind of awesome sexual type of vibe with a girl that they're attracted to. I think every guy should have that experience. It's one of the most fun and amazing experiences you can possibly have. So without further ado, I'm gonna want you to stay till the end of the video, because this last tip that I give you is really gonna tie everything together. And the first 2, they'll be okay by themselves, but you wanna make sure that you take notes on everything here. This is honestly gonna be better than most game courses that you will see online right now. Now, the first tip in my physical escalation system is just to keep in mind that it is a red light, yellow light, green light system. And what I mean by that is I want you to test with light physical touch and gauge her response. If you touch her arm and she stiffens up, that is a red light, okay? No more, no more. And what you do when you get a red light is you stop, you don't react, don't overreact. It's not a big deal. If she just doesn't want to touch right now, that's fine. But you just stop, wait a little bit, and giving you a bit of a sneak peek into point number 2, you're gonna wanna wait for an emotional spike before you try again later. And it's important when you try again later that you're not trying to go for like more of a medium physical touch. Like if you touch her arm and she stiffens up, don't try to give her a hug later. Try to touch her shoulder, touch her elbow. Do something that kind of nudge her a little bit with your leg. Don't do anything too intense. Now the yellow light part of the system is you get a neutral response. Say I'm giving I give a side hug to a girl and she kind of hugs me back, but she just kind of stands there. She just kind of sits there and just like lets it happen. What that means is that she's not mad about the fact that you're touching her, but you probably don't want to do a ton of touching and you probably don't want to escalate yet. You want to wait and spike more emotions. You need to build more arousal, build more attraction, verbally escalate more, and actually get her more aroused and excited to be around you and more attracted to you physically. Which, yes, for my black belt guys in the comments, you can actually get women to be more physically attracted to you and more turned on by you without changing your looks. So when you get the yellow light neutral reaction, what you're gonna wanna do is just wait a little bit. Just don't overreact, don't make a big deal out of it, and then try again later. You don't necessarily need to emotional spike and wait for an emotional spike to try again, but you wanna build up some more tension, build up some more sexuality in the interaction, sexualize the conversation more. If you want me to make a video on how to sexualize conversations more, I'm happy to do that. I'm really good at doing that myself, so I can definitely do it. Just let me know down in the comments. Now, obviously, we have the green light, okay? This is when you give a girl a hug and she leans into you, buries her face in your armpit, bro. And she's double bear hugging you all the way to the moon. And she's like squeezing, this is obviously fucking over the top, but she's enthusiastically going along with the touch. Now, what you want to do when you get a green light is that means you are good to go and move forward. You want to wait a little bit. Ideally spike a little bit more emotions, have a bit more fun, but then you can try something a bit more intense. So say you give her a little bit of a hug, she leans in, hugs you back, that's a green light. Okay, now we wait a little bit, we spike more emotions. Then later you maybe hold your hand out and try to get her to hold hands with you, and then you guys are holding hands, and that's obviously a green light, and you can escalate and stair step from there. Now let's get into point number 2, because you're gonna need this to tie into the red light, green light, yellow light system. Now point number 2 is really important, especially when you're starting out and you haven't broken the touch barrier yet. You wanna wait until there's an emotional spike in the conversation, in the interaction, before you actually physically touch her. And I actually have a video on 3 lines you can steal from me for how to tease girls. So you're gonna wanna check that out on this channel. It would have been the video that came out right before this. So let's say I use one of these lines. I say, oh, you're cute, but you're from Jersey. I've done that before. Listen, I don't know if I can do that again. What I might pair that with, especially if she laughs, if she has a really positive reaction, I might pair that with a bit of a playful shove. Now I've broken the touch barrier. And if I playfully shove her and she like moves, that's her going along with the interaction. She's not stiffening up, it's going along. So that would be a green light. Now maybe later she says something that I really like. So I say, oh my God, I think I love you. I think we're gonna fall in love. That's an emotional spike. Maybe I give her a hug then, right? So wait for these emotional spikes in the interaction. If you're not getting enough emotional spikes in the interaction, you probably need to practice flirting and teasing more. Flirting and teasing is actually something that I cover extensively inside of the school community. By now, the price in the school community is going to be up to $50 a month. You get access to my entire 6-phase attraction system, 5 group calls per week, a 30-minute one-on-one with me. When you join, discounts on one-on-one coaching. You get a lot of value in there. This is literally like a program that other coaches will charge $2,000 to $3,000 for, and I'm giving it to you for $50 a month. So click the link in the description before the price goes up again. There's around 200 members right now. It's fucking hype in there, man. We're motivating each other, hyping each other up, taking a ton of action. It's fucking awesome to see, honestly. So without further ado, let's get into point number 3, which is honestly going to tie this entire video together. Now, point number 3 is going to use a bit of verbal escalation, because physical escalation, I know guys were very logical, right? So physical escalation is like the obvious thing we want to work on. How do I kiss the girl? How do I get her to want to have sex, right? But really what matters is turning up the volume in terms of sexuality in the conversation with the girl's mind. And you do this with your words. You have to do this verbally before you do it physically. That's very, very important. So when you're verbally escalating, what you need to do is keep your verbal escalation one step ahead of your physical escalation, okay? So for example, earlier I said, oh, I think I love you, right? That's a bit of verbal escalation. And then I give her a hug, right? Obviously, if we're in love, right? If I've escalated at that point, it makes more sense that I would give her a hug. So here's another example on how you can actually escalate to a kiss that works very, very well. So what I do a lot is I'll say something along the lines with a playful expression on my face, making strong eye contact like this. I'm not going to kiss you yet. I know you think I'm going to kiss you. I'm not going to kiss you yet. And I talk about kissing her. I talk about doing it. I talk about not doing it, but it puts it in her head. She's now thinking about it. If I catch her looking at my lips, I will call it out. I'll say, I see you looking at my lips. We're not kissing yet. Okay? We're not kissing right now. Okay? I want you to know that. I'll take that kind of cocky, funny frame, and I will use that to put the idea of physical escalation in her head. So when it comes time to try to kiss her later, 5-10 minutes from now, it's a lot more normal. She's been thinking about it for 5 to 10 minutes. You want to keep your verbal escalation ahead of the physical escalation. Fellas, if you liked the video, drop a comment, ask questions. I will always look at your guys' feedback before I make new videos. So make sure you leave a comment, like the video, send this to your friends, share it with Jerry, your virgin friend that he needs help so bad, man. He needs help so bad. So send this over to him, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.